Hi everyone, this is Michael Tai with Multimedia 112. This is my final project game. Uh, I don't really have a name for it. It's kind of like a courier game. Uh, but yeah, here we go. So in this game, there is a timer. There is a lot of elements that I took from our previous projects. There's a timer. There's a counter from the rollerball game. Um, what you're seeing here is a lot of assets from the Unity store that I used. I used building, city assets, and the character asset. The briefcases that the character is picking up is actually a prefab that or asset that I created in Unity. The cars are also from Unity Asset Store as well. But so essentially, the idea of the game is you have the character run around this small city and gather up briefcases. And as you can see in the top left corner, there's a counter that tells you how many briefcases you need to collect or how many briefcases you have collected. And in total, there's 11 of them. So what happens is once you're done collecting, the game technically ends and says you win. It'll give you your time. For some reason, sometimes it shows up the timer and the boxes, they overlap, but sometimes they didn't seem to overlap in the Unity development area, so there is still some tweaking that I have to do to get that to fix, but technically what I also did was take an element from my KS ball game where once the game was over there was a button that you could or indicator that would tell the player if they want to restart the game they could just hit the return key or the enter key and the game should technically start over like so. And so yeah, so this was my experience. It was a good experience in this class, and I feel like I've learned a lot. Also, another element I want to show is that there are some invisible barriers in this game just to prevent the player from running off the ledges of the plane, the game plane, just because I didn't want to create a artificial looking wall, but at the same time I didn't want to I needed a way to prevent the player character from essentially running off the play field. I also added, if you can kind of tell, I added a skybox from Unity assets as well. Some elements that I had intended to implement in this game, but haven't gone around to or just haven't really figured out to was these cars that you see on the streets. I was hoping to make them hazards. So they would essentially be moving cars up and down the streets, and then if the character, say, happened to collide with these items or these objects, the character would take damage or possibly the game would end and it would restart the character back at the respawn point. But yeah, that was just something that I haven't gone around to implementing. Another thing was I was hoping to maybe implement like a game map in the bottom right corner for, say, players who haven't or are having difficulty navigating the game, and then what they could do would be use the game map to navigate the city, and then to add a challenge they could turn off the game map or turn it on as they pleased. But yeah, that's essentially my game for my final project. I hope you guys enjoy it. Thank you.